Hello my friend, this is About Japanese. Including short videos, I posted about 30 videos so far, and I've received several requests in the comments asking, can you talk about being an English teacher, or I'm thinking of becoming an English teacher in Japan. So this time, I'd like to talk as far as I know, including how people who have actually worked as English teachers in Japan have built their careers. If you can share your experiences of teaching in Japan in the comment section, that will be helpful for everyone. First of all, to get straight to the conclusion, instead of coming to Japan without any future plans, it's better to set some career goals before you arrive. Teaching English in Japan can be a good experience, but it shouldn't be the end goal unless you have a plan. I've divided people who come to Japan into three main groups. The first group consists of people who work as English teachers in Japan as part of their life experience and then plan to return to the home country to go to graduate school or find a job. For these people, I think that's great. Please come back to Japan sometimes. The second group consists of people who, after teaching, are considering employment in general companies in Japan. For these people, some strategies will be necessary. For example, Japanese companies require practical Japanese language ability at JLPT N2 level or above, so you need to study Japanese diligently. If N2 level is difficult, or if you don't have much motivation to learn Japanese, it's easier to find a job if you have a degree in computer science and can actually program. You'll be able to find a place to work even if you don't speak Japanese. I've heard that engineering jobs, like in the US and India, are highly competitive, but in Japan, engineers are still in short supply, and the salary and the other benefits are good. Some companies even allow full-time work from home, so coming to Japan with a degree in computer science is recommended. The problem is people who, without thinking about their future, just want to go to Japan, so become English teachers and come to Japan. I've met people who later, when they return to their home country, don't have many job opportunities, so they reluctantly continue teaching English. So before coming to Japan as an English teacher, I recommend that you think about that, what you want to be or what you want to do in the future. That being said, there are people who come to Japan without a plan and somehow manage, so I'll introduce examples of those people later. First of all, to explain how to become an English teacher, there are two main methods. The first method is the JET program. It's an exchange program led by the Japanese government. And you need a university degree to participate. And this is probably the easiest way to get into Japan. So if you're accepted, you will be dispatched to various places all over Japan. The salary is about 3.3 million yen in the first year, and by the fifth year, it becomes just under 4 million yen. However, you can only do it for up to 5 years. You cannot hold a teaching position through the JET program beyond 5 years, since you can earn about the same amount as the average annual income of Japanese people. The salary isn't so bad. However, if you no longer want to be a teacher, or if the municipality employing you says, we won't renew your contract, you may not be able to continue teaching. The second method is to be hired by a company that dispatches teachers and work as a teacher. However, I cannot recommend this method. Employment regulations vary depending on the company you belong to. I heard from someone who was teaching through a certain company that they didn't get paid during the summer vacation. In Japan, there's a longer holiday called Golden Week at the beginning of May, where you can take about 5 to 10 days off, but because there's no work during that time, they don't get paid. With the JET program, your salary is guaranteed even when schools are on summer vacation, but you have to go to school during the summer vacation too. For those who are thinking of living in Japan permanently, I do not recommend continuing as a teacher indefinitely. The reason is that the salary doesn't increase. So if you come to Japan and consider marrying a Japanese person and living here, since the salary of an English teacher basically doesn't increase, I don't think it's the best occupation from the viewpoint of supporting a family. This is just my personal opinion. However, for example, I think it's a good idea to start your own English school business. There are Americans in Japan who hire not only English teachers, but also Korean and Chinese teachers to run school businesses where you can study various languages. It seems to be quite well received. So next, I'd like to share stories of people I've actually met who have experience as English teachers. The first person is an American man who came to Japan through the JET program. He worked as a teacher in Osaka for about 2 years and became very good at Japanese. He's now in the doctoral program at the University of Tokyo and seems to aim to become a professor in Japan in the future. His Japanese was so incredibly good that I thought he was half Japanese, but he was just a regular American. The second person is a German guy who came to Japan with a visa sponsored by a kindergarten, where you can study English. He worked there for about 2 years. In reality, he doesn't speak much Japanese. However, he seemed to like cameras, so he studied about cameras on YouTube and became a freelance photographer. During the COVID pandemic, he seems to have gotten work from a very large search engine company that everyone uses, the parent company of YouTube, and they supported his visa. The third person is an American girl who came to Japan through the JET program. She searched for jobs in Japan online and then got the job from a publishing company. After that, she was hired as a project manager at an export company. Her Japanese is very good. This is a fairly realistic example. If your Japanese is really good, the possibility that Japanese companies will hire you increases significantly. So if you are considering living in Japan long term, I think focusing on studying Japanese can broaden your opportunities. The first person is an American guy, and he was the person who made me think I don't recommend coming to Japan with a future plan. He just wanted to go to Japan, so he came. But since he hasn't particularly studied Japanese, he can't speak it. He wants to live in Japan, but he doesn't really like the teaching job and wants to quit. However, since he doesn't have Japanese language ability, no one will hire him. This person called the job of an English teacher in Japan a dead-end job. I'd like to introduce other ways to live in Japan too. It's maybe a bit off topic, but one method is to get hired by a Japanese company and have the support your visa. In the case of another American girl I met, she applied to a Japanese company while in the US and got a job, which she found using a site called Gaijin Pod. It wasn't a teaching job, but the Gaijin Pod itself seems to have many job listings recruiting teachers. After that, she came to Japan and while working, completed an online master's program in computer science. Then she did job hunting and got a job at an IT company, successfully becoming an AI engineer. At that time, she found out jobs through LinkedIn. There are patterns like this as well. There are other job sites like these. I hadn't heard of these job sites myself, but if anyone has used these sites, I'd appreciate it if you could share your experiences in the comment section. Then there's the nomad visa I've summarized, but I want to explain it in detail. So like in this video. So if you're interested, please pause the video here and then take a look. Okay, and of course there are schools too. You can live in Japan through methods such as language schools, exchange programs, entering a regular Japanese university, or coming to graduate school to do some research. So to summarize, I don't recommend working as an English teacher in Japan indefinitely. Secondly, if you're coming to Japan as an English teacher, I think it should be to gain life experience or to use it as a stepping stone if you want to live in Japan long term. After teaching, you'll probably move on to other jobs, so please use LinkedIn or other job services to find those opportunities. If there are topics not covered in this video, or if you have any other questions or doubts, please let me know in the comment section. Also, I'll be uploading on this content about life in Japan in various forms like vlogs and then like explanatory videos like this. So if you like, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching the video. Have a good one.